Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Denden Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I feel happy from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. Davis, take it away.
The players that are selected should make a shout out for the next squad coming up, because I think some of these players, if they
not going to this squad.
If they don't play well, they're not going to see the squad.
That's what I said to Crystal. That's why Michael is in the squad.
I'm not disagreeing.
That's why Michael is in the squad, because remember, him use majority of the. Him use majority of the squad from the last window, right? And Michael Hector, although he don't have a club, him say, let me see what he can do. Bring him in, because I'm going to see him in training. And say, you know something, we know a guy that better than him play for so-so team. And they bring that person available for Jamaica. You understand me?
But you know me, I want to know why I'm never carry Ravel then and make Michael Hector.
No, because
Mikey, hold on, Mikey. And that is an important
Ravel not play for 2 years, brethren. It's different. Michael Hector not play for 1 month.
Stop. But Mikey, when you do something like that, it pokes questions. People are going to ask questions. This is what
Ravel, what team now?
Hold on, Mr.
Next
Ballin.
window we see.
Hold on, Mr. Ballin. When you
the United team we are pick.
Mr. Ballin, hold on. When you do things like that, irrespective of how long Ravel hasn't played, people are inevitably going to say that, why are you picking this man over him? They both don't have a club at the end of the day. They're both free agents.
But all right, CC, understand my point, sir.
I understand your point, but I understand Crystal's point as well.
Right. So
I'm gonna tell you what happens. Let me tell you what happens. You leave yourself open to criticism.
But you remember
unwanted criticism, because
but you remember, CC, this coach never said him will pick players. He was going to pick players that don't have a club, you know. He never said it.
Yeah, but
why are you okay with that?
Algrimsey said it.
Why are you okay with a manager? Doesn't matter who the head coach is.
Because a man must live by your them say your word is your bond.
But
if you
say the problem with that. Do you not see that can be corruption?
Yeah. But you know what I do, Crystal? The reason I never say it, that it's just word. It's just what they call it, word. Let me find something there.
Word salad.
Yeah, but at the other word, so like to me, it's just him. It's almost as if him use certain words. So
and go around it.
Go around it. So it's like you're caught in the conversation where Mikey Ballin is now standing up for the coach because he did not say X. But the thing about it is, it's not what you said; it is what you have implied. So when you select a Michael Hector, you're implying to me that you are willing to select a player who does not have a club. That is the implications I've.
Thank you.
It's just
Thank you, and that is what I am saying.
But CC, I also said that, you remember, it's not him pick this team. Not care what them want to say.
But Mr. Ballin,
let me finish. Crystal, you always cut me off in the Crystal.
Because you keep on try find a loophole. You do it with me last night. I know you come on the live stream and you try find a loophole. This is why I'm saying to you that if he can have the bullish approach that he had when he was the England gaffer at first glance, his first announcement, you know what he did when he came over and took over England? You know how bullish he was when he took over.
I can't.
He threw out, I think.
Thank you.
He threw out John Terry. He threw out all of these.
No. John Terry had to leave because of what him do.
No, that's the wrong thing. No, when he came in, this is how bullish Steve McClaren was. He threw out
David
David Beckham, big global superstar. He parked David James to the side. He parked Sol Campbell to the side. So what I am saying is, actually, I have high expectation of you, because look at what you did to a global superstar like David Beckham. 10 years.
And Sol Campbell, yeah, man.
And so this is why I'm saying to you, Mr. Balin, that I'm not disagreeing with you, but you gotta understand, I have higher expectation of the guy.
Well, okay.
The next question to Mikey Balin and Crystal. The next question I think should have been asked is this: when he suggested that, sometimes the players who are born in England who will say that England are gonna be their first choice, I believe that it's like rhetorical question. That's the answer that you don't need to give us, because we know that if you're born somewhere, your first choice is going to be 90% of the time you're going to choose the place where you're born. So moving on from that, my question would have been to him is this: so, coach, tell me this. Having been born in England, having been an Englishman, and players, and knowing that you have players in England who are of dual nationality in terms of they're eligible to play for Jamaica and eligible to play for England. England have won a World Cup since '66. Are you conflicted in selecting some of the players from that, in pursuing some players who possibly could be some of the best players that could represent England, to bring them to come and represent Jamaica?
They're not turn off your mic. Wait,
they're not turn off your mic.
Yeah.
But Crystal, do you understand? You get the question that I'm saying?
Yeah, but I get the question. They're not turn off the mic. Because, look here now, I live in America. Let's say I was coaching American national team, but I'm Jamaican. And let's say you like who could have played for Jamaica, United States, and Liberia. A 3 team could have played for,
Yeah.
Now, if let's say he was a weak top echelon player, as a Jamaican born and a US coach, they don't want him. Me personally, I want him to play with Jamaica. So you understand that? That's saying the McClaren that want him to play for England. That's why they want to turn off your mic.
So then, let me show you something now, Mikey Balin. That means to me, in hindsight, getting McClaren look like it's a bad idea.
No, but you remember now, all different nationalities coach all different national teams all over the world.
Yes, but the difference is we have a bunch of players that are eligible to play for Jamaica and England.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like,
but most of the players that born in England, if they're good enough to feel they can make England, if they feel good enough to make England team, they won't play for Jamaica till they reach 30. Till they know England definitely not pick them.
What I'm saying, that is understandable enough.
That's what he said.
But we don't want to hear that from you.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
them for Jamaica.
Yeah, but him not going to do that.
Then that is what I'm saying to you, Mikey. He's not going to do that because he's a born Englishman. So you're not going to persuade them to come play for Jamaica.
So you say we shouldn't pick an Englishman then for the coach, or pick a Scottish man?
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't pick an Englishman. No. What I'm saying is we should present the question to him and put him in a difficult position to answer the question.
Let me tell you, before you go any further, is what McClaren done? Because you know that Dishon is united. You know that Ravel is united. You know that Mason is united. A united team where I pick. Everybody I go play for United. When him done, I'll be gonna United.
All right. So, expound Crystal.
Go on, Crystal.
So what I was saying, you've actually said something that I was discussing with a friend of mine earlier on, in terms of, it seems as if he's actually getting away in the press conferences, almost as if like the reporters have not been cutthroat and bullish enough with asking those hard-hitting questions to him to like make him, think and answer the question. Because I would have asked him that. I would have asked him about the free agent approach, and if he was managing another country, would he carry that same? Would he accept that? Because again, it might not be him that picks the team. I would have asked him, would you have done things differently? Because again, I can only judge you based on your past. I can only look at the things that you've done at national level and at club level. And I've seen the way that you acted when you was the England manager. You was brutally cutthroat. For you to drop David Beckham, for you to have a conversation where David Beckham knows that he's no longer the captain, that tells me that like you're a bull in a pen.
And David Beckham was United, and David Beckham was a United man too. And
the thing is, it just tells me that you, at that point on observation, it tells me you're not afraid of making those big decisions.
But Crystal, if you go deeper, maybe him and David Beckham didn't have a good relationship at United.
But you don't know that. That's an assumption.
No, I said that's what we don't know. So you can't know why that could be what, you know.
So how do you explain Sol Campbell and David James? Are you going to say that he didn't have a good relationship with Sol Campbell and David James? And if that's what you're saying, then you're basically telling me that he carries feelings.
Everybody carries feelings. Everybody carries feelings.
You cannot have a manager that carries feelings.
Of course you have a manager that carries feelings.
No, you cannot, because
but he never tells him I carry feelings. He must not go play the player.
That is going to spell trouble. I don't think it has anything to do with...
The player doesn't fit in my system. You ever hear the word CC? He doesn't fit in my system. Now that Brazilian man always say when they drop all the Brazilian star, they don't fit in them system. And when they lose, well, work man can't win. They must start custom when they carry this man and that man and that man.
Yeah, but I think, as I said before too, when he asked the question, and I talk like the man I go wait till my 30. I say, McClaren, I would have even asked and said, no, one of the main reasons why. All right, so the question is, when I ask the question, say, what was one of the main reasons why you, in terms of what one of the main selling points to you from the JFF? For example, we all know that recruitment is one of the things that is biggest on our agenda. So if it is that you're saying we have to wait until some of these players are older, then does it mean that you're not heavily or you're not sold on recruiting the English-born players who are of dual, who can represent Jamaica?
But also, must remember one thing also, CC. McClaren had one international job in his life, and him fail at it. You see this one, yeah? If him get to the World Cup, him back in the runnings. So him go try his best to get to the World Cup and even win a game, to be back in the runnings to get a European team. One of the bigger European teams. So although this may be, him see the opportunity where Jamaica and the team that Jamaica have, that is 65%, is more than 50% chance that Jamaica should get to the World Cup. And him see that I'm going to take advantage of opportunity. And him going to make the best of it. So him going to try to win at all costs.
This champion that Leon Bailey should have not, the selection of Leon Bailey should have not been suspended because the matter was not dealt with properly.
My first opinion was that if him break curfew, he should be suspended. But I didn't know, I found out that he broke curfew in Jamaica and not in Canada. So if you break curfew before the first Canada game, that's the game, after the Canada game or whenever it was, then he should not play the second game. But like I said before, football is a business. JFF is a business. They needed the Copa money. They needed National League money. So therefore, the best way for them to get that money was to have Leon Bailey play the second Canada game in Toronto. And it worked out for them that they won the game. We won the game 3-2. And we got the Copa money. And we got the National League money. And then now them decide to suspend Leon Bailey. Maybe the coach never want to suspend him, but them pressure him. And I think that's one of the reasons why he left also. I think after that incident, him started talking to Ireland, maybe. So, because they pressure him to suspend Leon Bailey, something that he didn't want to do in the first place. But because remember, Leon Bailey is not the problem, is a manager. And the fight them have with JFF for the last 10, 15 years. And it continue. But I'm happy to say that Mr. Butler said he's not going to interfere with Leon Bailey's decision.
But
going forward, so which is good. Yeah.
Mikey Ballin,
yeah.
Say the last time when they call up Bailey, Mr. Butler was not. And you see, sometimes you have to give flowers to get, like,
I know, so the last time I said, but it's them, on board running.
Recently. Yeah, man, he said it recently. No, I was saying he said recently that he would not get involved in the.
Yeah, him said it recently. Yes, him said it
but
last week. I think.
I was saying this. I will say this.
And I'll give him credit for that.
Yeah, when Bailey said he wanted to take a break, you know what transpired? They went to Craig Butler to try to convince Bailey to come and play for Jamaica. And I think that's where they went wrong. Because the player himself said he's not.
But, and it's what happened. Because the coach want to win so bad, he want the best players available to play. So he went back to Leon Bailey, which I wouldn't have done as a coach. If the man say want a break, when you're ready, you shout me.
That is what I'm saying. And
when you're ready, you shout me.
They went through the back door to try and get Leon Bailey.
Right. No. Come here, I'll leave you alone.
They knew that Leon Bailey respects Craig Butler because remember, I him boss him. So he respects Craig Butler. But I think Leon Bailey is his own man now. So they don't understand that.
Yeah.
Decisions that Chippy is making now is Chippy's decisions. The
Butler's
decisions he used to make earlier used to be Butler's decisions, in my opinion.
Right.
But the decisions that he's making now is his decisions. And I think he feel a way too that them gone to Butler, man with him in a fight against. They are trying to persuade him to come back in the team. So I think all of those things happened, and I think it played on the issue. And I think people just caught up in them feelings because, as I said before, I never liked what he said. But guess what happened? I got over it. I wasn't in my feelings when
that hurt me. What him say?
I'm saying it hurt me, It hurt me, Mikey. But guess what happened? Because look like this, and I said I understood from the kid's position, right? I understood from the young man's position. I'm saying if I was in a similar situation, I would have behaved the same way. How it transpired. So because I'm looking at that, I say, you know what? I can forgive Leon Bailey for doing what he did because at the end of the day, you're not a robot, and we are brought up as Jamaican men to not express ourselves. And I think when he went out and expressed himself, people start to say, "Yo, man, not do this. Ray, not do that." And I think that was where the pushback.
Yeah, someone corrected me. Someone corrected me today because I said, "Name a next professional sport player who said that thing about them country," and the person did name one player. Some British guy, some British player that said it, and them sent him home from the recent Euro.
Somebody correct them. Me like the person there. Tell a person that me like them because them correct you. Me like the person there.
So CC, which British player them sent home from Euro this year?
They sent home from Euro.
You can't say something about England.
It was
no man, I think he went home.
No, them sent him home.
No, he decided to go home.
So he decided to go home because he said.
Oh, hold on there. CC, Caribbean rivers and seas, is that one of your enemies? Because they seem to be onto you a lot in the comment section.
No, you know, so I'm gonna tell you, Crystal, right now, I'm not even know if we can go stadium next week. That's how bad it is. Right,
so, CC, I can tell you go stadium, shave up, ball off your head, and it's where shades.
Then you can't, but then if you go tell them that now, Mikey ball, and then I'm gonna look for that person.
No,
hey, right now, I can tell you something, you see?
Hey, never call my friend. Hey, never call my brethren. You can't go with him.
Listen, I forgot call.
Never call the Prime Minister and tell him to take you in them transport.
That you have opposing views and everybody have opposing views.
Everybody different, brethren.
Yeah, but sometimes we can come to a consensus, right?
Yeah.
And I meet at the crossroad and say, all right. That's why I will say I can understand Crystal's position and what Crystal is saying, and I can understand Mikey Ballin's position, and then I can apply my what I think in terms of to give my view, right? Yeah. Because Confucius once said, all knowledge does not reside in one brain. Yeah. So if all knowledge resided in one brain, then I wouldn't need to be here. You understand what I'm saying?
No, before I go, I want to ask you a question, Cece. What do you think about Young Reid selection upon the team?
I think Young Reid selection is something of a continuation of what has been happening from years now, since Whisper Dixon and now Reed, right? In
Didn't
terms
they,
of
didn't they pick Maggie when he was very young too?
yeah,
Was
man,
a
I think they
schoolboy.
picked Maggie as well. I think they picked
And
all. I think all Andre Lewis got picked one time when he
and
went on
and the
volunteer
midfielder, the
trials.
mid, the
I'm gonna tell you,
midfielder from CC, the midfielder from CC, not from
Malachi,
Cornwall College. What name again?
Peter Lee Vassell.
Yes, he didn't get picked when he young too, right? He
Yeah,
didn't
man,
get
he
a
got
try.
picked. He got picked when he's young as
High
well.
school. So is that thing what they continue
Let me
doing?
tell
So
you
it's
what
not
I
something
think.
new.
Let me tell you what I think happens, right? And this is just my opinion. Whenever some of these players go out on trials or tryouts for top teams in Europe or certain top
Yeah,
teams in leagues, they tend to um be in and around the national team because I think it kind
yeah,
of boosts the image of the player and
yeah,
facilitate that player into that saying that the player is not a good player. No. It
yeah.
facilitates the players movement into those better leagues.
Because that
And I
they put
think
fish
Adrian Reed would have been on trials with Estoril in the Portuguese league
Portugal. Right.
recently. So I
Yeah,
think
last week. I
yeah,
think it's last week. Or week
so
before last.
imagine now he comes back, right?
Yeah.
And transferring the close, but he comes back, he's part of this national setup. He's playing in the JPL for the remainder of this season. January rolls around and then you're saying, here's it, the last two international window.
Yeah.
This player was in the Jamaica national senior team, and he also played in the Caribbean Championship. He played for Cavaliers starting every game and everything. So I think the whole basis is to move him by January, but I'm not saying
Yeah.
I'm not, and I think that's what happens when a lot of players them show.
Because
Um,
it did help Peter Lee Vassell kind of end up at LA.
Yeah, so Peter Lee Vassell ended up being drafted right out of what
High
would I call
school.
it out there? JPL out here. So I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
I think
No,
that's what it,
LA.
but I am not perturbed by one player being in a spot of 20 a 23-man squad.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of persons are making a mountain out of a molehill and saying that we could have used it for a Brendan Cover or some of those other
Yeah.
guys. I think a Brendan Cover could have came in for a Michael Hector. So you see you can't
Yeah.
necessarily, and I think Kaim Dixon now would have moved out of that developmental spot
Yeah.
as they
Because
would
you
have
know,
called
in
because
a
he's now
charter
perfect.
now.
Yeah. So I mean the national senior team, as I said before, people it's not necessarily say for our development, but we have to understand the landscape that Jamaica finds themselves in and understand the whole dynamics of making it as a pro, especially in Europe. And if
Yeah.
you're from these countries, the big the quickest way for like you can get eyes on you is when because everybody watches Jamaica national team play. They are
Yeah.
going to watch Jamaica senior team play. But when Cavaliers is playing, they're only going to watch when the playoffs is playing. Or they're going to only watch like Caribbean
Yeah.
Championship
Yeah. Right.
finals. Not even the first round, like the semifinals and
Yeah.
finals. If you notice when scouts come here to monitor
Yeah.
for Dakar Cup, they're coming at the semifinal stage and the
Yeah.
final stage. They're coming in those pivotal rounds. So, with that being said, you have to kind of like facilitate or factor in that part of it and the eyeball, and I think it just makes for a wider pool. Can because if Adrian Reed's go there, he's 17 years old. By the time he's 20 years old, and if he stays in Portugal for that long,
Yeah.
then we have a different type of player added to the pool
Of the
right now.
pool. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I have to run. Crystal, me and you will talk.
All right, Mr.
Cece, thank you. And Owen, you can come on the live now, come here leave.
So
All
one of my
right.
Keep
next
the
enemy
chat,
them show
move
up, yeah,
on here.
Crystal. One of my next enemy show up. He's
Yeah.
an
You have
Arsenal
so
fan
much
too.
enemy. You have so many enemies.
Enemies, I'm telling you. A friend of me, cause it's when the live done. Gunner's
Yeah.
boss, I go ring off my phone. Gunner's boss, me not answer your call.
It's good to have Gunners boss and Owen as well. I haven't seen some of these guys in months, so it's good to see them again. But I wanted to actually look at Lee's comment. It's so funny because I was thinking about this yesterday as it relates to Leon Bailey, because I think that's who Lee was referring to, because I noticed the comment came up when we was talking about Leon Bailey, and I kid you not, I said the same thing. I said, as it relates to Leon Bailey, when he's doing these interviews, he needs to remember that he's a pro. You understand? You're a Premier League footballer, and you also you're going to be playing Champions League football now. There are certain clubs that conduct themselves to a high level. Like when you go and interview their players, if you do it via the club, the press officer is there because they don't want the player to slip up and say something that goes against the club's values, for example. Saying that to say, I think when Leon Bailey is doing these interviews, he needs to have a representative by his side. So perhaps he needs like a Tanya Lee to like go and like, follow him to the interviews and listen carefully with regards to his response, and then say back to because these interviews, I'm sure when he's done these interviews, they aren't live.
No, man, that interview was live.
Was it live? That one was live?
Man, it was live. That guy that does the Let's Be Honest podcast, it's a live podcast.
Oh, it's a live show?
Sometimes they're not live. I think sometimes they're not live, but I think that one was live.
I feel like this one was live. I feel like this one was pre-recorded though, because it dropped at a certain time, didn't it?
It was pre-recorded for real, no? Maybe
yeah, so saying that to say
you say edit and take out this, take out that. Oh.
Exactly, because saying that to say is CC, when I do pre-recorded interviews with anyone, whether it's you or whether it's with an athlete, I give people the opportunity to listen back to the interview. So sometimes I've listened to interviews where I'm like, okay, if I put this out, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna do crazy numbers on social media. But me, I have to put the athlete first, and I have to say, if you was my child, I wouldn't want a interviewer or content creator to put this interview out. So what I've done in the past is I would say to them, watch the interview and tell me what you think. I'm giving you the chance to pick up on what I've picked up on. I've had situations where they watch it and they're like, yeah, man, that good. And I go back to them, I'm saying, please watch the interview again with your representative or your parent and tell me what they think. And then I would say, look, you said XYZ. This might be taken differently or negatively, or you might face some backlash from that. You see what I'm saying? Because my thing is not to make a story out of you. Like when I do stories with athletes, I'm trying to profile you. Like I'm trying to sell you in the best way possible. You see what I'm saying? Saying that to say, like with Leon Bailey, with a player of his profile, he needs to be accompanied by at least a representative. So, the first person that came to mind is Tanya Lee, because we've seen the wonderful work that she does with some of Jamaica's athletes, and even with Andre Blake as well. I believe she's one of Andre Blake's representative.
Yeah, man. Yes, she is.
So he needs to give that a go, I think, just to avoid him shooting himself in the foot. And where contents are pre-recorded, bare minimum, send it to me, let me watch it. Because you might say something. I've had times, I kid you not, CC Sports, where my guests have said something and I'm laughing along and I don't hear it until hindsight. And then I'm like, damn it, you did not just say that. So it's easy for us to say things, it's easy for us to get caught up in the moment. It's easy for us to say things when our feelings are hurt. I just think when you're doing pre-recorded stuff, watch it, send it to my representative, send it to me, let me watch it with my family, and I'll tell you what to put out. Done.
But I think to me, and I understand that's true. Like I don't really necessarily have anything to add to that. I think what you're saying is just spot on, and the type of player that he is, I think he's like an enterprise right now in terms of the status of player that he is. So he needs to probably consider those things going forward, because rather than to say you're probably not going to do any more interviews or anything like that, you just need to probably just assess that so the wrong image doesn't go out there for you, because pretty much these people are waiting or chomping at the bits.
Witch hunt, 100%. Because I actually think that's something that people have failed to give Leon credit as well. Like this man has given interviews with local media. This is a Premier League footballer that's giving interviews with local media. Do you know how many athletes who are below Leon Bailey's standard that don't talk to local media, that think that they're too good to be true? Or when you meet them in person, especially in athletics, you go to mixed zones and they don't even want to look at you. but they will look at the BBC who don't give a toss about them. But when it comes to their
Yeah.
own media, be it traditional media who are well known in Jamaica or, you know, new media, they will treat you like you're dirt. So I think in that regard, like Leon Bailey definitely deserves credit for saying he's talking to local media.
Yeah, man. Yo, I don't know for. You see, that's why I'm saying I always give people Crystal the benefit of the doubt with a lot of things, and I think a lot of persons, when it comes down to him, Leon Bailey, right? A lot of persons. It's like for me, I think people going with the mindset they have gone in with a pre mindset of yo, me just anything
100%.
him say, but
100%.
anything him say, me not really.
100%.
And I think I can understand if you're going to say it's the performances on the pitch, but I mean, I think the youth himself is trying to do probably pressure himself into performing out there more than he should be pressuring himself. Because I've said it before, I think he's a better footballer than Christian Pulisic, but Christian Pulisic performs better for America than he does for Jamaica. So there must be something there. And I think even in terms of a sports psychologist, I think a lot of our Jamaican athletes, or Jamaican sports people need a sports psychologist. I think that is something, and even that, just like I touched on this point now, I think that is even one a question that we could have asked the Coach McClaren. And in terms of, we heard that when he went to Manchester United, he was one of those persons that brought sports psychology and video analysis. He championed those things into Manchester United, and um, therefore, we would want to know, in terms of having had extensive experience in that area, what would he bring to Jamaica's team when it comes down to the area of sports psychology? If he would recommend that there be a sports psychologist with the team and be a part of the team. You understand what I'm saying, Krista? Because that's something I think a lot of our athletes, people don't, it's when I say these things, people take offense. But even in our everyday lives, I think personally, me myself, because everybody probably suffering from something, and anything can trigger it at some point in time. I personally want to get like probably a psychologist,
100%.
or that I can work through certain things with, and then. But so me personally would recommend it for myself as well. So I'm not going to recommend something which I wouldn't necessarily for other persons. But I think a sports athlete or person, these people deal with a high intensive pressure environment. And I think over a period of time, a lot of these things built up. There's a lot they have dealing with. Some of them deal with family members and friends. They are making millions of dollars. People are calling the phone. They want this, they want that. Like, there's a lot of things that they're dealing with. And I think even he alluded to, when he comes to Jamaica, he must give this a man or that a man. That. You understand? So,
But CC, it's obvious that's the case. It's obvious. I feel like I'm gonna let me just say that before I forget it, because even someone like yourself that travels overseas, you know, when you're going back home, people are expecting an arm and a leg from you. They're not even asking you, Cece, how are you? Like, truthfully, how are you? But they're expecting you to bring back the world to them, right? Imagine what that's like for a Leon Bailey and a Khadija Shah. Because it's not just their salary to the family members and people who are not close to them but think they're close to them. They feel entitled to that bit of salary as well. So not
yeah,
only does a Leon Bailey have to take care of his loved ones, as in um
his
his close
child
family,
and his girl,
exactly, his
and
son
and
and
then
his
probably his mom, depending.
mom,
Yeah,
extended family, their extended family.
yeah.
So it's a lot because people look at him like he's a cash cow, and I'm not making excuses for him. People look at him as he's a cash cow, but I also think that content creators have to look at themselves as well, because they milk the Leon Bailey story till it's dry. They milk it till it's dry. Anything to do with negativity and Leon Bailey, they jump
Yo,
on it
I
because
did.
it sells.
Listen, I think it sells for it. Like I did a video, right? And I did the video saying that, Leon, if you get the call up, my video was like, if you get the call up, I think you should come, because this is where diamonds are formed through pressure. And also, I believe that if you look at it in terms of, in moments like this, is when great players rise. Great players thrive under pressure. And I remember the situation with Lionel Messi when he would have been carrying Argentina to finals and repeatedly failing to lift the trophy. And he was getting battered and bruised by the Argentine fan base, right? And I think he said he wanted to take a break and retire and leave it alone. And
Yeah.
and then he came back. So I was comparing it and saying, Leon, see, he came back and now he's double champion in the Copa America and he's a World Cup
World
champion.
champion.
And I
Yeah.
think everybody in Argentina and the Argentine fans have forgotten about it to the point where they're saying retiring the number 10 jersey. So I believe that if he comes back and he performs to the best of his ability and scores and we see him out there performing, I think a lot of persons will forget the whole when he wasn't performing. And
I don't think so, Cece. I genuinely believe at this point, one of the things that I don't understand, and I did a live stream on Leon Bailey, maybe it was like 40 minutes because I recently learned that he has a charity. And the focus of that live stream is I was trying to answer a question that I've been asked by, family members and friends. People always ask, does Leon Bailey love Jamaica? And I said to them, of course he loves Jamaica because upon finding out this week, actually I'm lying. At that point when they asked me the question, I couldn't answer it. However, the last couple of days I stumbled across the Leon Bailey Foundation, which gives back to Jamaica. So it's all well and good people making us sing and dance and saying Leon Bailey is a partier and he comes to Jamaica, he just wants to party. Likewise, you can also make a song and dance about Leon Bailey, the philanthropist, Leon Bailey, the one who's doing charitable work in his community. And it's not as if it's a PR stunt. He has been doing this since the COVID-19 pandemic, guys. That is days, weeks, months, and years. So when people are saying, does Leon Bailey love Jamaica? The answer is yes, because it's been slapping you in the face for years. I don't know how many people knew about that in terms of new media and whether they decided to slip
But
it
if
under
you
the rug.
but Crystal, even when you're saying he's been doing this since COVID-19, sorry,
Mm,
since the COVID, right? Remember
mm.
Leon Bailey? When was Leon Bailey debut in the Jamaica team?
Do you know what? I can't even remember the exact year, but that's a fabulous question. I know it was in the last Umbro kit because I can picture him in it. But saying that to say, CC, the
That
two
means
things can the
that
two
means yeah.
go on.
Yes, I was saying that he was basically the foundation was right in and around that same period of time.
Yeah, because he came around 2019. Fabulous. I didn't even think of that. Fabulous. But what I'm saying as well, because I just checked, he made his debut in 2019. What I'm saying is the two things can coexist, right, CC? In the sense of you can say that he does love his country because for me, charity begins at home, and he's proven to you that he loves his country with his Leon Bailey Foundation. Equally, you can say that he doesn't like the Jamaica Football Federation, or they're on rocky times. They have a sour relationship. But to gloss off, to ignore the obvious, that's slapping you in the face, and to say that the man doesn't love his country when he's giving back to his country, something that he doesn't have to do, for me, is a lie. And the reason why it continues to be told is because people want to tell a certain narrative on Leon Bailey.
People are always building narrative. They build a narrative on me, Crystal. They say I
Yeah.
don't like yeah man, they say I don't like English born players. I prefer Jamaican born players, and I'm saying to them that I don't right now, to be honest, I'm gonna stop answering that question and just move on from that and just
Do you
not
know, I
deal
think
with
you
people.
should?
Hmm?
I think you should. Someone on my comment section, and I want to frame this comment. Brian Witter 7334 said it. Sorry, Barry Witter 7334 said a couple of days ago. And I think it was in relation to me talking about Leon Bailey. He said, in Jamaica, we have a lot of passionate fools, passionately unreasonable. And I was like, yeah, accurate. Accurate. So sometimes it's probably best to just leave certain topic of conversation alone, because you're
Yeah.
dealing with passionate fools. You're never going to win.
Like I don't think as I said, that's why I was saying I understand the thing with the young man and everything and all these things can be. As I said, Crystal, I've traveled as often to know that people like listen, Crystal, I work in Jamaica. I travel for vacation. I've not worked overseas in my life. I've never gone to work and travel. I've never worked in a foreign country, right? I've traveled for work, but I've only traveled for work locally. So I've traveled for work in Jamaica, but I've never gotten the opportunity to travel as yet for work internationally. And hopefully that will happen in the future. But I say this to say, when I work in Jamaica, I have to purchase US dollars. US dollar, which a rate is the rate is fluctuate is up and down. And when I go away and I'm coming back, if I don't carry something for someone,
They're up in their feelings.
oh yes, Crystal, them have me up. Them want to deal me certain way, like me mean, me this, me that, and I'm like, I live here. And I one day I asked somebody this. I said, I'm here probably. I wouldn't say most of the time because I'm normally going away 2 or 3 times a year now. So I would say I'm here 60% of the time. I'm in Jamaica, right? I'm in Jamaica, and you have never asked me to carry back a soap from in Jamaica for you. But the moment I step on this plane and cross that water, you understand what I say? And I think, and I'm not belittling, I'm labeling Jamaican people, because this is just how I've been see it. But I'm gonna tell you what it happened to. You don't have to even go overseas. You see, if you come from country and you come a town, come work because town have more opportunity than country. It's when I go back a country, Crystal. Miss Crystal, I haven't seen you. Remember when I used to carry you to school? You remember Miss Crystal? Yeah? See, I used to carry your bag, I used to I used to tie your nappy. I used to do this, I used to do that. And I'm like, yeah, you used to do it, and so what? I thank you for your services. Yes, I think a lot of us face that dimension growing up. Whether you once you have gotten an opportunity and something is going on for you, that's what is going to happen. And I think at some point in time, you get frustrated because you're a human being, and I understand it. Like people are gonna get frustrated up to a level, but I think the youth get unnecessary stick a lot of the
He does.
times
He does. He does.
over
He
certain little things,
100%
right?
does.
And I think even
100%
the youth
does.
get a stick for enjoying himself and enjoying his money. Or even that he might get stick for, like, so. I don't like the fact, I would say this, right? I don't like if you're coming here and you're going to play football and you're going to go out the night before them things. Me not like that.
Yeah.
So
But see,
I think
this
you
is
should
what I'm
clear up those
saying.
things.
You're right, but this is what I'm saying, that we have to have standard as a nation when it comes to our football. We have to have a standard, because if it's a free for all, you can't blame the players. I am not in agreement with no player coming to Jamaica on international duty and going out and party. But if there is no standard, people are just going to do whatever they want. If you don't respect yourself, CC, I am not going to
And
respect
that's
you.
where, yeah, and that's where they need to do, Crystal. Have a standard, and then if somebody breaks the standard, you send them home immediately.
That is what I'm saying. You have to have a one set way that works for everybody. It's not okay, I'm gonna turn a blind eye because you're the poster boy, or I'm gonna turn a blind eye because you're quiet, or no, I like you. No, you have
I'm
to
going to
have
give a
your
drama, Crystal.
standard.
There was a next player involved in the situation, too,
Oh, really?
breaking the curfew. That player got suspended as well. You don't know?
I think I heard about this. I think
Trivante
I heard
Stewart
about
was
it.
a part of it.
Yes, I did hear.
You, but guess what the difference? He's not as
Profile.
high profile as Leon. And then guess what
Exactly.
happened too? And this is the next thing. A player of Trivante Stewart, you got purchased and went to Italy in the Serie A. Bro,
Very silly. Very silly.
like Leon, alright. Leon is a starter, one of the best players in the English Premier League. Right? So and you are just going to Europe in the Serie A in Italy, which is a difficult league, and you're not even starting, you're not even getting much game when you just started. Why would you try to go and do something like this? And nobody touched on that. Like I think, I think, like because he was all right, Chris, he was an ex-player that I was championing and saying that, yo, like I want to see this player in the Jamaica national team because I saw him scoring a bunch of goals in the Jamaica Premier League, and I think he would have warranted a call up. Two toes me here, say him get a buy for a club in Syria A, and I'm like, look at that. This was the player that I was championing for, and so when me I say when the player now went out and did that, Crystal, I said I feel, yo, I feel like me say something.
Disappointed.
Me say I feel so disappointed because I'm like, bro, I'm here
But you
in
know
your
what,
corner.
TC? You've actually hit something. You've hit the nail on the head because you've just literally just reminded me that it wasn't just Leon Bailey. And I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but it just goes to show that one, it's he's being scapegoated, and two, the negativity sells because it is Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely agree with
We
that.
say whether we want to agree or not, he's the poster boy, he's the face of the program. He's
Yeah,
the face
yeah.
of the team. Whether we want to agree or not, we have to just face it. Like, I don't understand why people don't want to own up to that. Like, he's the most high profile player since we have Ricardo Fuller, Bibi Gardner, Rudolph Austin, any of those players. They have to understand the concept. Like, people don't understand that if Whisper should rise to the level of a Leon Bailey, that's the same thing that's going to happen. It's like history gonna repeat itself. I'm gonna see it happen already. We
Yeah,
see it happen
yeah,
already. We see
yeah.
it happening already, and Whisper don't they nowhere yet. Because he's just in the academy. So it's like people are like because Crystal, you have to understand say I think people have to understand say people go overseas, they're exposed to different things, exposed to different type of treatment. It's going to change. It's not even say going to change, but it's going to magnify certain things an athlete or a footballer. So I think with that being said, I think all of these things we just need to like as a fan base too, we need to temper certain um discussion. Like for me, I tend to keep my criticism off on the pitch. Like me, I gonna say, oh, Chippy, why did you play the ball there? Why did you over dribble? Rather than not to pass the ball? Like those are the things that I'm going to discuss. You see, once Chippy come take off him jersey and come over the field, I no longer discuss Chippy. You understand what I say, Crystal? Once you take your jersey off and you're off the field, you become a Jamaican citizen again, and I don't go ahead and discuss
I'm listening, CC.
yeah, man. I was saying I wouldn't go ahead and discuss the player afterwards, right? Because I think that's where we tend to get ourselves in trouble when a lot of times people tend to just live off of the player. I think we see it with YouTube still where other people in not even say sports, other persons live off of other people's name and have much views on everything. So because
Yeah, and
certain
I'm not really for that. That's is why I said to you I had to do that video because I was like, no, 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 no. You can try that with other people's name, but not with my name. But
yeah. But I don't want to hold the crystal because I know it's hours and stuff. So if you want to end your live, you can just tell me if we have 5 or 10 more minutes because it's like 2 hour 30.
yeah, I mean, I guess I could leave it with you telling us a little bit about your channel. I've already subscribed to it, so you can tell us a little bit more about your
No,
channel.
I thought you subscribed before.
First time seeing your channel.
So I never told you about from 2 years ago. Like I never.
I think 2 years ago you was telling me that you was going.
Oh yes. I was telling you that I was going to start a channel and then I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
really. Yeah. All right, so CC Sports Lab is just, as I said, a channel where I try to discuss footballing topics, whether it be locally related to local players or players that are representing the Jamaica national team. I also try to discuss other sports because, as I said, it's CC Sports Lab, so we'll touch on a little bit of track and field. We'll touch on if something significant is happening in the track space. For example, Ronald Levy would have been under a 4-year ban because of a doping suspension. So I do videos like that where I touch on topics where those things come up. So that would be one of those things. I also try to give my thoughts on what I think players that I think can be our ideal 11 in terms of our national football team. I haven't done any Reggae Girls content as yet. I think I'll more likely do it when that segment
International
comes up.
duty.
Yeah, like when that segment comes up. But I'm gonna try and watch a little bit more of that. I will do some content basketball, but it depends on certain aspects of it. So I think I just touch on a little bit of sports. I touch on the EPL. I'm trying to do a EPL prediction every week. I like a prediction stuff. So I think I need to do a video tonight for this weekend. For the first weekend, I got one wrong, which was Man City. As what I predict, Crystal, is basically the Big Six plus Aston Villa. So I use the Big Six clubs
Plus
plus Aston.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, and Aston Villa. No, this is no disrespect, because right now I have a video where I have Aston Villa in the top four. But I was saying this was my pre transfer window prediction. But I mean, so I do predictions on Man U, Arsenal, because I have Arsenal winning the league this season. I have City coming second.
Arsenal are not winning the league. No chance.
You don't think you're winning it?
No, I don't even think we're finishing second at this rate.
Oh my word! Yeah, that's a good thing though. That's a good thing for you as an Arsenal fan, because when an Arsenal fan still say they're not going to win the league, you have a little bit more confidence that they're going to win the league. Because every year the Arsenal fans are saying they're winning the league, and then some things happen.
I can't see it happening.
I'm gonna tell you why. I think you have when you got Molino, you got the defender guy from Italy, and
Yeah.
I think with Raheem Sterling, your squad adds a little bit more depth. What I think happened, right?
Marino is injured at the moment.
Yeah, but what I think happened with your with Arsenal, I think the coach, there's a little bit you have to the naivety to think you can go for every trophy. Not
But
saying that
he
you should
hasn't done it
try.
though, CC. The man does not. It's almost as if he has no respect for the smaller trophies. Go for the Carabao Cup. Go for the FA Cup. Don't tell me nothing about you have bigger fish to fry. Last
I
time you
think
fry a big fish was in '04. That was 20 years ago. Don't tell me that
they say last
foolishness.
time we fry a big fish was in.
20 was 2004. Don't tell me nothing
We say
about
get
big
them used
fish.
to winnings. Get them used to winnings.
Yeah,
Say
feed
Christian
off
last
that.
year you should have won the league.
I mean, this is why I don't agree with people when they say to win the league you need to beat Man City, you need to beat Liverpool, you need to beat all the teams around you as best as you can, because we lost that league because we
Or the stretch of
didn't get
games with West Ham and Aston Villa and
Fulham and
those
Aston Villa. Like, come on,
and
come
Fulham
on.
and
Exactly.
the thing about it to Crystal, I think the separation. All right, look at it like this. Man City will get results of all. Man City is beating everybody down below them, and
Exactly.
then taking a result from every team that is in their region. That's how they win the league. Man City beats and batters everybody. That's from fifth to 20. From fifth to 20, Man City is beating everything. The only time if I see Man City is losing a game, it has to be to the Big Six. That's where they lose. They will lose a game to the Big Six. And I think when I looked at it, the reason why I said to you, I think the reverse of fixtures with Aston Villa, like you won this time. I think Aston Villa took a 6 points them take from last year.
I can't remember,
Yeah, man, they took
I
6 points
believe
from
so.
you. They took
I know
six
I know
points.
they beat Arsenal
They
and City back to
they,
back.
they beat you at home and they beat you away.
I don't know if they took maximum 6 points
Yeah,
off
man,
us. You know,
Crystal,
I
they
feel
beat you
like it was.
1-0. They beat you 1-0 at their home and 2-0 down at the Emirates.
Oh yeah, Ollie Watkins, didn't they?
Only,
Yeah,
yeah, and then they
Ollie
beat you
Watkins.
2-0
Yeah,
down at the Emirates. So that's why I'm
it
saying to
was a
you. The fa-
absolute disaster.
yeah, so the fact that you reverse that score this time around, I just think, as I said, I know, I understand that you're tempering your aspirations still.
Sissy, we're not winning the bloody league. We're not winning the bloody league.
I said, we can't give it.
If they cannot even manage the little sippy cup with the Carabao, how are you gonna manage the big league? Come on, like we're not winning the league. And it's not even me tempering my expectation. It's just like, you're not serious. I've seen what I need to see in the summer transfer window. We ain't winning the league, and we'll be lucky if we come second.
So where do you think my team will end up?
Listen, your team is a conversation in itself. I mean, I literally I have a separate channel to talk about Premier League football because I don't want the two to clash. It's just that I've been very pressed for time, and when I start something, I like to continue with it, because you know how it goes, a content creator. If you want to keep your audience, they really have to love you. I mean, I wasn't streaming for months, and thankfully my, the guys like Knight Rider and Owen, just to name a couple of the guys off the top of my head who I've known for like years on my channel, they're still here. But if I do that with a new project, they might not be there because new exactly. So when I start something, I like to have the continuity behind it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I'm looking for the new season. I definitely have like a spin-off channel.
Yeah, I mean, now right now I have my team finishing 6, but I mean, it's crazy. Like I can't deal with another year of City winning the league, Crystal. I cannot deal with Manchester City going 5 in a row. I have a Man City friend that me and him born the same day. I just can't deal with it. Like, I can't deal with it. Like, I understand.
I hope it doesn't happen, but it might.
Arsenal fan base is another thing, But I probably could have like Arsenal fan base because me have an ex friend who's an Arsenal fan. Like, well, I don't know. I just think that Man City just find one formula. And Pep Guardiola is squeezing the lemon dry. He's just squeezing the lemon dry, like. And then now they have gotten back Ilkay Gundogan.
Listen, they're a well-oiled machine, and my team is not up to par with them. So I just know we're not going to win the league. But I'm wary of your time. This has been my longest live stream since coming back. I'm actually I'm going to work on it. I'm going to chop it up just to make it more easier to digest for the guys who missed it, and then like put it out there again. But yeah, thank you for coming on the live stream. Like, don't be a stranger. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
We support everybody now. We support the one queen in the midst of the thickets.
It does not feel like that at all. I'm definitely don't want to like go over on certain people's channel. But,
we are get rid of it. My mom tell you, me already have enough enemies, So anytime I go nowhere, I say, listen, the man them when I like, no can tell you, we understand.
Yeah, it would help. It would help because it definitely feels like that, And it's not just one content creator. The one that feels like, there's a definitely feel that they don't like women. So I'm just staying in my corner. I'm not gonna take the risk and jump over on other people's.
Do your thing, Crystal. It's just what it is. You're in your space and you're doing your thing. Like, I'm gonna be here. When I get there, I'm start streaming. Then you can come on my channel because
100%. Like, let me know like when you want me to like come over and like I'll claim my diary
so we can
even if you want to do something like in the run up to the Cuba game or Honduras, if you want me to like pop over, then let me know and I'll make some time for you.
Yeah, man. So this is just what it is. Like, for me, we have to kind of like take care of like people when it come on to that. Remember, a lot of these people that I've met a lot of people since I've in the YouTube space, and I've called on talk show radios. I've done sports analysis for on actual games in Jamaica. So my thing about it is that sports is something that should bring people together.
Doing this for almost 3 hours. That wasn't the plan, completely unintentional. I'm gonna take this and go and like do some edits to make it more digestible for the rest of you guys. So if you're out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. Big up Mr. Ballin and also CC Sports as well. Do subscribe to CC Sports Lab for all your latest in relation to our athletes and their respective sports. Thank you guys for sitting with me for the best part of 3 hours. I do appreciate your support. I'm going to try and see if I can come back later on. But if I don't have nothing relevant to say, I'm not going to come and regurgitate what's already been said. I'm going to try and find that link there for you, Pristine, before I go. So guys, do go ahead and follow CC Sports, and if you haven't hit the like button already, do go ahead and hit the like button. If you're going home on your journey, I hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. Before I close up, I'm going to try and drop the link to the Small Acts podcast in the comment section, so do wait on me. CC, you have any final words?
No man, like that's it. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for endorsing my channel.
My pleasure. One moment there, guys.
All right, so later. I go subscribe. I go come off and go.
All right. Take care, CC. Thank you. We got there in the end. So there is the link to the Small Acts podcast. And that's where I'll be talking about Premier League football. So do go ahead and show that channel some love. That's the second channel there, guys. I don't want to combine talking about like Jamaica sports where our national teams are concerned and our compatriots. So that's like the spin-off channel, Small Acts Podcast. Do go ahead and subscribe to it if you haven't done so already. I've got some work to do. I'm going to go and eat and edit this video for you guys. So I will catch you in a few. So you know how it goes. Thank you so much for your support. It does not go unnoticed. All right. Until next time. Take care.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.